Auburn sports continue to win. Big news coming out of the MLB, and the NBA is preparing for another season. We'll have that and more coming up next. I'm Lauren Christopher, and this is Tiger Tally. Swimming opens up its season with the War Eagle Invitational. Head coach Brett Hawk will be leading the Tigers in for another season. The number 2 Auburn men's golf team won the Jerry Pate National Intercollegiate in Vestavia Hills yesterday, picking up an in-state win. The Tigers have now won 2 straight tournaments and look to win another when they travel to Alpharetta, Georgia in 2 weeks for the Golf Club of Georgia Collegiate. Auburn Tigers soccer improved to 8-3 Friday against the Missouri Tigers.
Auburn fans flocked to the Plains Friday night to see their number 20 Auburn Tigers' 5th game shutout of the season with a 1-0 win over the Missouri Tigers. From the beginning, the game was a physical battle as Auburn tallied 10 fouls while Missouri had 11. Both teams struggled to find the back of the net as Auburn took 11 shots and Missouri took 13. A key player in this matchup was Sarah LeBeau, who kept the Tigers ahead with her 4 saves. The lone goal of the game didn't come until the 64th minute by Caitlin Gutschy off a Brooke Ramsier corner kick. After the game, the fans stayed to watch a fireworks show. The Auburn Tigers will be back in action Thursday as they travel to face the Kentucky Wildcats. For Eagle Eye Sports, I'm Meredith Brito.
The Tigers will be traveling to face the University of Kentucky in hopes of their 4th consecutive SEC win. Up next, we'll jump into the realm of Auburn sports. You're watching Tiger Tally on Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to Tiger Tally. I'm Leanne Reynolds. Equestrian is on the road this weekend as they travel to Delaware to face Fresno State tomorrow at 9 a.m. and Delaware State Saturday at 11 a.m. Auburn volleyball split this weekend, losing to Mississippi State 3-1 and then turning around to win at Georgia 3-1. Auburn will host 2 key SEC matchups this weekend, with Mizzou coming in town Friday in the Iron Bowl of volleyball on Sunday as Alabama hits the Plains. Auburn football clinched another win this weekend as they played their 5th consecutive game in Jordan-Hare Stadium.
This past Saturday afternoon in Jordan-Hare Stadium, the Auburn Tigers took on the University of Louisiana Monroe Warhawks for Homecoming 2016. The Tigers scored early in the first quarter with a 3-yard run from Sean White, bringing the score 7-0. By halftime, Auburn was leading 28-7. Number 8, Tony Stevens, caught an incredible 48-yard pass from Sean White in the third quarter that brought the score to 35-7. Auburn rushed for a total of 688 yards, while ULM rushed for only 251. The final score of the game was 58-7, bringing the Tigers' overall record to 3-2.
I thought we played well in all 3 phases. Our goal going in this game was improved from last week in offense, defense, special teams, and just kind of looking at it, I think we have a chance to do that. I thought our defense played outstanding. Once again, I thought our offense played extremely well, fairly balanced today, and I thought our special teams played well too. We had a big punt return, which we've been really harping on and trying to get better in that. But overall, very good win, and it caps off 5 home games.
They will travel to Starkville next weekend to take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. This game will air at 11 a.m. on the SEC Network. I'm Kristen Burton for Eagle Eye Sports.
The next game against Mississippi State will be Auburn's first road game of the season. Head coach Gus Malzahn announced Tuesday that running back Malik Miller had surgery on his left knee earlier in the week. Miller suffered an injury during the second half of Saturday's game. Malzahn said he is hopeful Miller will return before the end of the season. We'll be right back with what's going on in the professional sports world when we return. You're watching Tiger Tally on Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6.
This is a place where it only takes a second to imagine your future. Grasp a new concept in class. Inspire a child's curiosity. Discover a real-world solution. Seize an unexpected opportunity.
There goes Davis!
This is where you gain the preparation, confidence, and determination to succeed. This is Auburn.
Tom Brady will be back on Sunday for the first time this 2016 season. Brady served a 4-game suspension after Commissioner Roger Goodell reinstated Brady's suspension for his role in the Deflategate scandal. The Patriots are 3-1 so far this season, but have suffered at the QB position with both backups suffering minor injuries.
The MLB lives for October. The playoffs started this week. The 2 wildcard games saw unbelievable moments. The Toronto Blue Jays and the Baltimore Orioles opened up the postseason, taking the game to 11 innings. The Blue Jays came out victorious 5-2 in the National League wildcard game. Madison Bumgarner and the San Francisco shut down the Mets, beating them 3-0.
Turner Field is no longer home for the Atlanta Braves. On Sunday, players, fans, and Braves legends said goodbye to the Ted Turner Field, opened in 1996 for the Olympics and spent its remaining 20 years creating numerous memorable moments for Braves country. It saw John Smoltz record his 3,000th strikeout. It hosted the 2000 MLB All-Star, where hometown hero Chipper Jones hit a home run. It even held the World Series. In their last game at Turner Field, the Braves beat the Detroit Tigers 1-0 and finished the season 68-93. The countdown for opening day and the unveiling of the new stadium, SunTrust Park, has begun. The Braves will open up the new season on April 14th.
NBA preseason has begun. Basketball fans were able to get a first look at superstars such as Kevin Durant and Dwayne Wade in their new uniforms. Heading this preseason, the Golden State Warriors dominated the LA Clippers 120-75. The Cleveland Cavaliers are the reigning champions and have the Big Three, James, Irving, and Love, all returning again this year. The regular season begins October 25th.
Up next, we'll see what's going on in our own fantasy football league. This is Tiger Tally on Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6.
Gosh, Darlene, it sure is amazing how much we have in common.
I know, Larry. We both love 3-car pileups. We both were built in Buffalo.
And we both know wearing safety belts helps save thousands of lives.
Yeah, this is fascinating.
Don't mind Vince. He's getting over a bad breakup.
I know. Janet's picking up the pieces, too. They're in here.
I wish they understood it's all worth it to get people to buckle up.
Hey, lacerated lovebirds, I sense a major crush.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Talk about head over heels.
A huge shift occurred in the rankings after this past week of fantasy football. I'm your host, Erica Justiniano, and this is the Fantasy Football Blitz on Tiger Tally. Here with me today is Sarah Palczewski, Jared Dillard, and Casey Cooper. Sarah, Jared, Casey, how are you guys feeling today after another week of fantasy football?
I'm feeling pretty good. I came back after a loss to beat Jared here in Teamy McTeamface. I picked up Jordan Howard to fill in a spot for an injured running back. So my team, he carried my team and was able to defeat Teamy McTeamface or Teamy McLoseface.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see where this is going. It's okay. 2 straight losses. I'll come back strong. Team Face may be down right now, but they're never out. I picked up a couple people. We'll be in a good position. I can still jump right back up into the top 4, so I'm not worried at all. But she's done for.
Yeah, well, 2 straight losses, definitely not as bad as 4 straight losses. I'm just trying to win a game here, so I think you can imagine how I'm feeling right now.
Bad.
Yes.
This past week was very predictable as NFL.com accurately predicted every matchup this week. In fact, even the points predicted were very close. The Week 3 winners were myself, JJ, Joey, Sarah, and Micah, who led the team again for the 3rd time this season with a score of 116.38 points. Micah still is the only team that remains undefeated. This week will be our 5th week of fantasy football. Matchups this week include Honey Bunches of Oats versus my team, It'll Be Long Time. It's On Like Gronky Con versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Bortles. One Last Shiva Blast versus the Olivias. The Deckers versus Teamy McTeamface. And the Best Team versus Bills Mafia. With week 4 under our belts, what has been your biggest surprise from your team so far?
The biggest surprise on my team has actually come from my bench. My Bills defense, who would have thought they'd be better than the Seattle Seahawks defense? So they've almost tripled their score compared to the Seahawks. So if you can't tell, the Bills are going to be my starting defense from now on.
Well, my biggest surprise has come from Spencer Ware, the running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. My homie, Britt Bowen, looking out for you. He told me to pick him up, and I did. Scored 29 points in that first week. While he hasn't put that up again, he still gives me a nice chunk of points each week. And with Jamal Charles being injury prone, sorry Jamal, I like you, but you get injured a lot. I expect Spencer Ware to, come back and put up a lot of points for me.
Well, my biggest surprise, unfortunately, is not positive. I'd have to say it's my receiving core. They've been so disappointing. Like, I have Deshaun Jackson, Brandon Marshall, and Odell, especially Odell, have just been so heartbreaking how he's been playing.
All right, now how do you see your teams moving forward with all the positive and negatives that we've had and injuries coming about? How do you see it going forward for the rest of the season?
My team's either going to be very good or very bad. It all depends on my wide receiving core and my running back core, which is very up and down week to week, and I never know what week they're going to actually play well.
My team's just going to be just fine. I know I lost 2 in a row, but my players just had, the combination of players I had just had really tough games against individual rivals. So the team at McTeamface is going to bounce back. I mean, I have a star-studded lineup with your boy LaShawn McCoy on my team, Spencer Ware, Andrew Luck. I mean, I have the team. I have nothing to worry about.
Well, luckily for me, I can't get much worse. I can only go up from here. So maybe this weekend I might see my first win, but I don't want to say anything and jinx myself.
Tonight we have an NFC West divisional matchup with the Arizona Cardinals traveling to San Francisco to face the 49ers. Who do y'all have winning this game?
I think this is going to be a tough matchup. I feel like both teams have been playing at an equal level, both underperforming. But I'm going to have to go with the 49ers. The Arizona Cardinals haven't looked good, especially under Carson Palmer, who's also had a concussion problem. So we'll see, but I'm going to go in with the 49ers.
I mean, concussion, he's out for the game. So I'm going to take the 49ers. I know that they've had a rough time at quarterback and trying to get some yards, but did you see the Cardinals when they lost Carson Palmer and had to bring in Drew Stanton against the LA Rams? I mean, the LA Rams. I know they're 1-3, but I mean, they didn't put up that many yards. They're not that good of a team, and you couldn't beat them. So give me the 49ers.
You know what? I'm going to go out there on a limb and choose the Cardinals. I think their defense is really good, and plus Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, you can put anyone back there and throw it to him and have a good chance of winning.
I just think you like losing.
Shade all around. I guess we'll just have to wait till tonight to find out how that's going to go. Let's go move over to something that we're more familiar with, is college football. First game up for this week's matchups is the number 1 Alabama Crimson Tide facing the number 16 Arkansas Razorbacks. It's in Arkansas. Who do you got in this matchup?
I'm going to have to go with Alabama. They look very powerful throughout the season. I don't think Arkansas can contest with them. I'm going with the Tide.
Alabama next.
I'm going with Alabama, but Arkansas is definitely going to be their toughest match so far this season.
Next up, we have the number 25 Virginia Tech Hokies taking on the number 17 University of North Carolina. Now, Virginia Tech barely is squeaking into the top 25, whereas North Carolina, what a great win they had last week versus Florida State at Florida State. Who do you got in this matchup?
I'm going to have to go with the University of North Carolina. Go Heels. Their defense looks so outstanding this season, especially after a huge win against Florida State. I think they can make an even bigger impact in the ACC against Virginia Tech this week.
That Florida State game, it was a big one for them. I'm also going to take North Carolina. I mean, I'm from Virginia. I love Virginia Tech. Don't know why they're ranked. They don't deserve it. How about you put Auburn in there for a change, huh, 8 people?
Well, I completely agree with both of you. That Tar Heel defense is just too good.
All right, now we're going back to number 23 Florida State, who is barely hanging on in the top 25, by the way. They're traveling to face ACC and in-state foe number 10, the Miami Hurricanes. Who do y'all have in this matchup?
You know, with Hurricane Matthew coming into town this season, I think the Hurricanes are going to beat Florida State. Florida State looks way too up and down this season. They haven't been consistent. I think Miami can prove a big point in this game and come out on top.
I'm going to take Miami to win this game right here. They're at home. Hurricanes all around. Florida State doesn't know what they're doing. I'm pretty sure they can't beat this hurricane and another hurricane, so it's whatever. Give me Miami.
Well, both of y'all are very clever. I'm going to go with the Hurricanes as well. Mark That coaching staff is just too good for Florida State right now.
And moving on to what could be the biggest matchup of the weekend and a SEC just divider. Those big games that we always love. The number 9 Tennessee Volunteers travel to College Station to face on the number 8 Texas A&M Aggies. Who do you got for this round?
This is a really hard one to pick. If Tennessee comes out on top, they'll be the only team that can contend against Alabama. But Texas A&M looks really good on defense and on both sides of the ball. So I'm going to have to go with Texas A&M. I think Trevor McKnight looks way too good, and I think they'll beat a kind of almost inconsistent during games Volunteers team.
Tennessee, you got lucky last week against Georgia. You're not going to get lucky this week. You're going to College Station. You're going to play A&M, probably the toughest place to play. We thought that they were falling apart this year. No, they're just getting stronger. And if you come out and play like you do every game in the first half like that, they're going to run right past you. Give me A&M.
I'm going to go with the Aggies as well. The 12th man down there, they're going to be so excited. I know I'm ready for this game. It's going to be great. And Tennessee, I know we all expected them to be doing much better than they are. And Texas A&M, no one expected them to be doing this well so far either. So I have the Aggies.
Same state, different location. Texas versus the number 20 Oklahoma Sooners in AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Who do you got?
In this Red River rivalry, I have to go with Texas. Although they had been inconsistent, they have pulled off some wins. And I have to say, hook 'em, go Horns for friends in Texas. But I've watched Texas play, and I just think it's just going to be Texas.
Is that why you're wearing this color for Texas? No. Jerry's World, Oklahoma, number 20, Sooners, let's go. No, Oklahoma's on a rebound. Texas, they don't know what they're doing. They're already falling apart. The moment somebody smelled Texas going down the drain, they were like, fire Coach Charlie Strong, fire him. So now it's going to fall apart for Texas. I thought they were back. They're not. Give me the Sooners.
Yeah, I have to agree with Jared. I know Charlie Strong's not doing too well. Talks of him being out soon. So this is a must-win game for them, but I don't think they can pull it off. Oklahoma Sooners.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Charlie Strong, but when a program starts talking about firing their coach 5 weeks in, it's never going to end very well.
It's not looking good.
All right, now here's the last game of what we got. It's going to be Auburn versus Mississippi State. Who's going to make the biggest statement on that first road trip for Auburn?
Well, this is another tough college team matchup this week, but I'm going to have to go with Auburn on the road in their first road game. The offense looks really good after the last 2 games, and it looks like with Brett Lashley's play calling, they might finally have their offense down at least well enough to go out in Mississippi State and win.
Well, I mean, every SEC road game is tough. Good thing for Auburn that they picked they have one of the teams that is the easiest on the road in Mississippi State. So, I mean, the Cowboys would be a nuisance, but if the defense shows up and hit a couple people in the mouth, they should be fine. Cause a couple of turnovers, and for the love of God, score in the red zone. I think the stat was 127th at 129 teams in college football, red zone efficiency. Like, you got to score when you're down there.
Well, I'm going to go with the Tigers this weekend. It's going to be another really close game, maybe 3-2 close. I know we still have memories of that, but Auburn, the players are coming off 2 big victories, so I know they're going to be excited to go to Starkville and get that win.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Tiger Tally. For more on the latest in Auburn sports, tune in to AU Nation and the Monday Night News Show right here on Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6.